Hey guys, so we just finished shooting all 5 of these sniper rifles, and the moral of the story is you're going to need some time to really learn each of these weapons. We did this over about a 3-day span of time, and each one of these guns has their own little nuances. Some good, some bad, all based on personal preference. We might as well run through these things now, huh? How about this Mauser?
Mauser summer gun. Like Vince said, you really have to get intimate with all these bolt-action sniper rifles. And the earlier take, I was trying to shoot with a scope, but we were kind of pressed for time, so I kind of had just range it like a paintball gun. You know, a little bit to the left, a little to the right. Once I kind of found my spot, or sweet spot, I was able to hit most of the targets at 25, 50, 75, and 100 feet, as you can see in the video. Plastic body was like a negative point for me. It felt like if you drop it, it might just break. But
luckily, you're laying on the ground with a sniper
yeah,
rifle,
exactly.
usually.
All in all, and it felt good. Shoulder, the bolt action, not as much as far as you don't have to really struggle with it. As far as firing, probably not as the heavy hitter of the 5. I'll probably put it down to maybe like second heavy hitter as far as low, whatever. It comes with bipod. That's gonna come in handy. But if anything, down your scope will make you more efficient.
Take your time, be patient, because that's how you're gonna get your accuracy.
So Vince, how do you feel about the Snowwolf M99 or 01 Alpha?
Well, this thing, as you saw, we did not have any anything to sight this in with.
Actually, it came with a scope. It was finicky with the rails, so we decided not to use it. But if you do get it, we will get it corrected, and it'll be mounted on it perfectly.
Yep. The action on this is really nice. Not a huge fan of the safety. The way I rack, I kept activating the safety on that, and that I didn't care much for. The grip was comfortable. It's kind of like a, just M16 style, But, once I found my mark, and I mean, these weapons, snipers usually work in teams for a reason. You need a spotter, usually. Up to the left, once we got all the communication down, there was no problem hitting anything from, 100 feet. All these did seem to function way better when at a longer distance.
Yeah.
Further away we got from the 25-foot mark. I know that may sound ridiculous, but the reach started to shine through. Tripod's great. It is heavy. It's a monster. I mean, that tip is what really sold it for me. I do wish they would have made that a little bit bigger, though. But how about you, Snowwolf number 2?
Snowwolf 2. Now, overall, I would find this like a really complete package weapon.
That is the scope for...
That is a scope for the Snowwolf Alpha 1. First of all, the body, polymer constructed, very sturdy. It feels, it feels very solid. Then you got the adjustable stock in the rear for more additional comfortness. Harris bipod, I loved it. The looks and everything, great. As far as the bolt, perfect. It was one of the hard-hitting weapons. It was once I got this scoped out in, it was hitting its mark like it was, no end tomorrow. As you can see in a couple of shots where I didn't even look at the target and just smell, and I was able to hit my mark. So this probably be my one of the top picks for me.
Okay. Now the Dragunov SVD. Extremely crude. I mean, this is the AK-47 sights on here, of course. I would rather have had an adjustable stock on this thing, and the cheek rest was a little bit odd. But like I said, they all have their individuality, and once you really figure out, you can start getting comfortable with it. Now this thing, I had to put my gloves on because
it is definitely a harder rack. You like Vince said, you're gonna cancel your gym membership card because you're gonna grow some, right arm biceps like crazy.
We might even have to send you 2 Schick razors with this thing, shave the hair off your back. But yeah, once this thing, you know, no feed issues, you know, very solid, very much like an AK. I want to put a banana clip on here and, you know, make this thing go full auto, but that's ridiculous. I do like the overall feel of this thing. Like I said, just personally, I have a little bit of a difficult time getting over to view these sights. But once you find your own little spot, it's a beautiful thing.
And it's a light weapon, so if you go for big ops, not too much to carry. You know, like Vince said, once you got the sights in, you know, actually farther away using these iron sights.
Way better.
You know, as you can see in the video, Vince was just taking it back, and
yep, climbed up against the wall there, and bink, took the cans out.
But definitely you want to get the scope mounted for this particular SVD.
See that?
I would go for the traditional one. I wouldn't even try to mount the other AK mounts. Oh, there we go. A nice quick detached magazine clip.
Huge feature.
As you can see, it's full metal, so it's going to take a lot of abuse. There's some future upgrades for this weapon. There is a gas system which will make it more easier to pull and shoot just as far. So, surprisingly, I would actually pick this weapon in the future. But like I said, I think once you got the scope mounted, it'll be a little more easier.
You're not going to have to reach your head around to line up these sights here. Although, like I said, David was saying, the nice distance on this thing, the further away, the easier it is to really line up. So it always does help to have a spotter anytime you're playing that sniper role. Somebody let you know up and to the left, down to the right.
Yeah. So finally, the last of the Springer, the AGM M14.
Solid plastic. This is not fancy plastic, however. This is straight up plastic.
What you get for what? $40 or something like that?
It's a huge value because it still has some reach to it.
It's pretty decent. You know, they had some magazine issues. Sometimes the BBs in curve certain direction, but you know, I think you don't have to look and you'll hit your target. Boom.
Yeah, for the price of this thing, if you're on some kind of a budget and you still want some reach, why wouldn't you pick one of these up? It's not going to break the bank account. Again, there are some mag issues with the loading, but you saw David just had the technique down. I mean, you just have to learn these guns. They all have their own little nuances, some good, some bad. You know, none of them are perfect, but all of them are definitely worth the investment.
So that's pretty much it for our bolt action spring review rifles. Hit us up on Twitter, Facebook,
subscribe to YouTube.
Yeah,
we'll catch you in the next episode, Chiefs and Chiefettes. Ooh.
All right, let's.